Well, welcome to today's Pet. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're here at Bauhound House with Ayala and Sojo. We're going to be learning about eco-friendly toys, fun toys in general, and how to interact with your pet and have a great time while doing it. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to today's Pet. We're here at Bauhound House with Ayala and Sojo, and we're going to be learning about pet toys. How much fun and colorful, but also some eco-friendly toys. Take us through, Ayala, with some of these brands.
Well, the toy that you're holding in your hand there is a Planet Dog toy, and the awesome thing about these toys is not only are they guaranteed against chewing, they're buoyant, so you can play with them in the water, but the company also has a philosophy about recycling their toys. So when you're done with it, you can send it back to the company and they make these out of those toys. So these are just as durable, just as guaranteed, but these are from recycled materials. The other thing that we have here, everyone's heard of the Chuck It toys,
yes.
You know, the ones that you toss. So the same thing is true. All these companies are getting on board with recycling toys. These are their original balls. Again, any offcuts from making these toys or any people that send them back, these balls are made from this same material. So you have great toys that you can play with, just as durable, but it's made from recycled materials, so you're not wasting.
And different sizes too, from the smallest toy
little
poodle
dogs
up to your
can play.
Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And again, so we've got some, different products. We've got footballs, soccer balls.
Yeah.
You can have so much fun, with your pet. What are these?
This is actually a new product that we found at a trade show. It's made by the same company. These are the Cuz toys. Most dogs go nuts for these. Same company makes these. It's the same ball attached to this awesome tail.
Isn't that great?
And we took one of these home to one of our puppies, and she has not put it down all week. She just loves it. I mean, it sort of plays into both dogs, fascinations with balls, and it's got this squeaky, fuzzy thing.
Animal, how much fun! This is this lights up, does it?
That's a Frisbee for nighttime, and Sojo will tell you how much he loves that, because in winter, when we would get home from the store, it would be already dark.
Right.
And he loves, his favorite thing is every day when we get home, he plays Frisbee. So our solution was finding this, and it actually lights up. It's got LED lights inside it, so he could play at night. It was a great thing to have, because he does not understand, no, we're not playing tonight.
No, I don't think the dogs understand that. So there's so many things, and again, when you come into Bauhound House, it's overwhelming, but you can, again, find out the breed of the dog, their energy level, what they want to do. Now let's take it, so what's this? This is the Kongs I'm familiar with.
The Wubba.
But what's a Wubba?
The Wubba is a great toy, and it's sort of one of those things that it's so simple, but dogs just love them. It's got the squeaky ball on it, the little flappies, and the combination of the ball, the squeak, and the flappies when they're waving it around, dogs just love it. And then they have the water one too. So this one doesn't squeak, but it's designed to stay buoyant, because the squeaky will fill with water, and it's got the waterproof material on it too. So dogs just go nuts for those.
You can wash them so easily and keep them clean, which is great. And soccer, we've got the Milton FC. We had this earlier in the intro. Footballs, it's endless, the choices. Something fun that I was going to ask you about. I see these in the park. It looks like a slingshot taken to a whole different
It is. It absolutely
what is that?
It is a slingshot, actually. You just, you fold it out. It's got a little arm brace on it. And it shoots up to 250 feet, so it's quite intense. Sometimes people come in here, and I wonder if they're buying it for their dog or they're just buying it for fun
to have
for
some
them.
Fun. Now, so again, you could take that to the dog park.
You take
or
it to
shoot
the park.
Into the water.
Again, you don't have to shoot it 250 feet, because some dogs might not come back for it. But it's a great toy. Get out their energy. It's sort of similar to the idea of the Chuck It. It's a great way to toss. But that thing just shoots. And it's fun too. People come in and they're like, oh, awesome. And it just makes them want to go out and try it and play with their dog, which is great.
Well, here's some more of these fun Frisbees. Now, these remind me of little hats. There's all different sizes. Tell us about these. This is Roughwear.
Yep, this is the same company that we just brought in. They're durable. They are excellent because these two frisbees that you're holding in two different sizes. So we'll often have customers come in and they've got a Jack Russell that loves to play fetch as well. So this company, they have the two different sizes, so little dogs can play just as much as big dogs can play.
Now the texture of this, it almost feels like like a life. This one especially, this rough wear feels like a life jacket material, but very durable.
Yeah, they're very durable. This one also has the buoyancy in it because it's filled with the same thing as a life jacket is. So these ones are great because they can toss, and it's really easy for the dog to pick up in the water.
And I noticed for even the catching, just that contact, very gentle on their gums and their mouth area.
Yep.
And again, we've already talked about the West Paws, but let's look at these Hurleys. These are literally, I mean, you just give these a toss. But interesting shapes again. Is that because you can't predict where they're going to bounce again?
These ones are great because they are unpredictable, but the other side is actually, it's got a hole, so you can put treats in it too. It's great to keep them busy, but we also have customers that will tell us that their dogs won't fetch. So this is a great way to motivate the dog. You can stuff a treat in the one side, toss it a little bit, let them realize that, oh, there's food in that, and they obviously want to go get it, so it's great for training.
And again, we've got a tinier size here.
Yeah, a little size Hurley, and then they have the big one too. So little dogs can play just as much as the big dogs. Our guys love these.
And they float 100% recyclable.
Yeah.
How great is that?
And they're guaranteed too, so customers love that. They come in and they're not worried about whether or not the dog's going to eat it, destroy it, because we can say it's guaranteed.
So Ayala, question of the day, what's a lunker? It looks like something you see on the side of a sailboat or something.
These are actually stuffed with the same stuff, the life vest, and it floats. Actually, Sojo went last weekend to the Dog Days of Scugog. It's a Doc Dogs event. And this is what we were using. They're great toys because they're really visible in the water, and they float really well. And of course, you've got the rope on the one end, so you can toss it. Great for the cottage.
How fun is that? Now the thing is, we can get out and get busy with our pets, but you've also got a line of interactive. And I found this really interesting because you were telling me the story. You had one of your dogs that at 4 months old was sort of limited to mobility for a couple of months, and this was a different stimulation. There's a physical, but maybe you could take us over and show us just the mental stimulation with these interactive games. And I noticed Twister. This is Casino and Dog Finder.
Yeah.
Maybe take us through some of these games and how you can enjoy that with your pet.
Sure. These are interactive games, and like you were saying, we had a puppy about 3 years ago that tore her cruciate ligament, and she was stuck in a crate for 3 months, and she was 4 months old. So you can imagine an Australian Shepherd at 4 months old was not impressed.
No.
So we actually sought these out, found them online, and at the time they were really hard to come by, and they're great because they're games that are meant to stimulate their mind. A lot of people come in and they're very curious about them, and the thing that we always tell people is the importance of getting down on the ground and playing with your dog. So these games are designed so that the treats motivate the dogs to try and solve the puzzles. This one is as simple as sliding these pieces to get them. The casino game, they have to pull out a bone in order to pull out the drawer to get the food. So they get more complicated and simpler. So it just depends on the dog and what their mind is. And the harder ones, obviously, it's a training too. So you have to teach the dog how to use the game, and it really motivates them to learn with you. And then you're on the ground with them doing it.
And age, you were saying 4 months old for the puppy that you had worked with. Is that sort of an age up to
Actually, I've
seniors,
worked with puppies as young as 8 weeks on these toys. They're again, if they're motivated to get the treat, they're gonna be ready to do it. And I've done it with Chihuahuas, toy poodles, Bouviers. So any dog can learn how to use them as long as they're interested in food.
Well, thanks, Ayala. And again, people can pop into Bauhound House and you could maybe show them the games and take them through how these work. And what a great stimulation for them, not only physically, but mentally. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with Bauhound House in just a moment.
Wait.
Sojo.
Wait. 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 Good boy.
Well, welcome back to Today's Pet. I'm outdoors enjoying a beautiful summer day here with Ayala and Sojo. We thought we'd put some of those toys into motion out here in the field. But before we actually watch Sojo interact with some of these toys and the Frisbee, Ayala, let's go over again the importance of exercising and play with your pet.
Absolutely. So a lot of importance has been put on dominance, submission, that sort of thing in the pack mentality when talking about training. Really what's most important for dogs is to understand that they're part of the pack. They're a member of the family. And one of the ways to establish that with them is play. So you see lots of wild animals at a young age playing with each other. It forms a bond between the members of the pack, but it also obviously teaches them a lot as well. So playing with your dog helps to build a relationship, and that's when you really get the best training, because you have a dog that wants to work with you. They understand that it's fun, and they feel a relationship with you.
For people who are starting out and want to get into, say, a frisbee toss with their dog and interaction that way, how do you get that game started with them?
Well, a lot of times the easiest way to get it, it's going to be hard to do on the grass, but is to just roll the frisbee on the ground. So you're just rolling it on its edge. It gets the dog not only following it and tracking it, but it teaches them where to grab it on the edge. And that's the way we start with young puppies. You don't want to start with a young puppy doing a lot of jumping and that sort of stuff, because their joints haven't settled. So you start on the ground, teach them to chase it, how to get it, and then we start with it in our hands as well, moving it around so that they, jump for it a little bit and get it. And then you work into tossing it. And I mean, it's very rare. He was one of the first dogs I've ever seen to just go, okay, I get it, and he picked it up out of the air. But it's very rare for a dog to do that immediately. It takes them a lot of practice, a lot of timing, figuring out when it's going to fall. So don't be discouraged if your dog doesn't, do an awesome trick right away.
So patience, repetition, and keeping the tosses similar so they get the timing of that jump.
And then also you just want to create the importance of bringing it back to you as opposed to leaving it.
So how would you do that again for the release part of it? A reward-based treat, or how do you a
with
recall?
him, we didn't do a treat base. We just did it and rewarded him because we've played other games with him that involved him letting go of something. But one thing that we set as a standard for him is if he wants to play, it needs to be back at our feet. So if I toss it and he drops it halfway, that's the end of the game until he brings it all the way back.
Well, if we want him to play and to show everybody, again, this is a whole other level.
Yeah.
And you've worked so well with him, and again, you can see that connection between the two of you. Let's watch Sojo in action.
Sojo, you gonna get it? Sojo, you wanna get it? Ready? Ready? What's this? You gonna get it? Ready? 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 What's that? Ready? Go get it. Oh. Come on. Bring it. Good boy. Good job. Give it. Hey, around. Go get it. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Come here.
And here he comes, Sojo, yes!
Good job.
What a fabulous time we've had here outdoors with Sojo. Ayala, he's just fantastic. And he does have some frisbee skills. I have to practice my tosses, I think, if I have to work with our boxer. We've had a great Today's Pet segment. We were at Bauhound House learning about toys, the importance of not only exercise, but that interaction with your pet. Ayala, maybe just in closing, again, that message to people at home.
It's so important to play with your pet, to make them understand that they're a member of the family, they're a valued member of the family, and as opposed to walking them and being on your cell phone, be involved with them, be there with them, because that's what's really important to them.
And I think it's important to get Sojo a little bit of water. So we're going to close and leave you there for this week. For Today's Pet, I'm Kelly McIntyre, Milton Today TV.